Hi guys, welcome back to Beanie Biker. Bit different today. I am going to do something with the sat navs. So I got asked by a friend how do they work. So I've got my sat nav going in one place and I have my phone going to another place. So we're going to, I think we'll do the phone first. The BMW app, I don't know what's going on with it, but it seems to have stuck. You know, when it works, it works. So let's see if I can get that to go. Okay, we'll do that one later then, because that one doesn't want to work at the moment. So we'll try that again later. So we'll follow the sat nav at the moment. So let's come out of that. So when the phone's connected, technically you should be able to use the BMW app with the phone, and it will give arrows and everything on there, and also give you voice commands. Now I've used it before. Maybe I need to update it on the phone. We'll see later. But they all work when they do work, that is. But the BMW app, it runs from your phone, so it won't give you any detail like a sat nav does, but it will give you the arrows and stuff, and you'll get like a voice command saying 400 yards turn left, or you know, stuff like that. So that's all there. For some reason it doesn't want to play ball at the moment. So, but I've had it working before. So at the moment, I mean, you can pretty much do everything with the phone. So as you can see, I'm just listening to a bit of music at the moment. So we'll follow my sat nav. And the sat nav can be controlled on the wheel as well, whilst you're riding. So how you do that when you're riding, if you can see here, you've got to hold the menu button up. So you come out of this here, as you can see there, you click on it again. Right, I believe that should now be on the app. So if so there you go. So there's a little thing that comes up here which I've kind of hidden away because it's where the speedometer is. So if you click on this button here, and then you hold it up, it then actually goes up to here, and then you can literally just browse through it. So you can go waypoints, you can go home, you can mute the voice, the display can be off. You got the arrow there, come back out. So you can do a lot there. The sat nav, the actual designated one, the Garmin one, it will give you all the information what your TFD dash will give you as well. So it'll flash up warnings when you're riding. If there's something wrong with the bike, it will give you a warning on the sat nav as well. So instead of looking here, you'd see it straightly in front of you. Gives you tire pressures and all that as well. I mean, again, people have had issues with the Garmin Nav6. Hey Cardo, volume down. So yeah, so people have had they've had issues with the Garmin sat navs where they're ghosting and stuff. Now I've had my sat nav for about 18 months and I've had no issues with it. I don't leave it on the bike. I do take it indoors when I finish with it. When I'm finished with the bike, I do clean the screen and everything. I keep it a dry, temperate climate, because I don't want my £300 thing buggering up. Now people have had them replaced, people have ditched them and gone with a Garmin XT. You can get mounts and brackets that fit this. So there's a company called Andam or something, can't remember what it's called, but they're on the Adventure Bike Shop, and you can get the adapters for whichever unit you got on sat-nav. So whether it's Garmin or TomTom, you know, they do the mounts for that. Now I believe only the Nav5 and Nav6 can be used with the wheel, although you can get the phone mount, which will do everything this does. So if that's an option for you and you don't use a sat nav, I would suggest you get the phone adapter, because if you use the phone, it will pretty much, you know, it'll do everything that my sat nav will. I have a sat nav just because I prefer seeing a sat nav, and I can go into it quickly and pick where I want to go if I'm looking for a garage or a hotel, you know, or if I need to go to a friend's house. I can do all this with touch and stuff. I don't have to take my gloves off, and I just find it easier using a sat nav. As you can see, I'm just taking it nice and easy today, as it's the weather's atrocious. I wasn't going to come out, but my friend did ask me if I could make this video and just talk through how this all works. So yeah, so with the wheel, you know, click the menu button up once you're in this screen here, and it will take you into the sat nav. And then of course you can play around with it with the wonder wheel, you know. So, you know, if I want to look at my tyre pressure there, so my front tyre, the engine temperature, my odometer, and again of course got all that, the speak stuff again. I'll come back out there. So that's one of those. This is all good. It's also good as a wayfinder. So if you go back there, you know, you've got your bearing. So say if there's no roads and you're just heading off in one direction, you need bearings. You can take bearings and use that again with this. So as long as you know where you are and you can read a map, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Oh. Right, come back out of my sat nav and leave that on. Yeah, so going back to the other thing with the adapters and the different sat navs. So there's a few options you have. You've got option 1, where you can use the BMW app through your phone, which will basically go through your TFT dash. That will allow you to navigate with the with that. Second option is you can buy the designated app, the designated sat nav, which is the Garmin 5 and the Garmin 6, I believe, which will sit in the BMW housing unit, and you can use those with the wonder wheel. There's the third option. You can get the new phone adapter which came out last year, where it's similar to this, but it allows you to put your phone in, and again you can use the wonder wheel to go through all of that on your mobile phone. So, and then there's then you've got your, I think it's the fifth option, and that's where you can keep your old sat nav, and you can just buy the adapter for it. Oh shit, where am I going? Wasn't looking where I was going there. Pay attention to the sat nav, mate. Here we go. So it's taking me down the back. I had it on windy road, so it wasn't a direct route to St Catherine's. Any traffic that way? I hate these roads, these back roads anyway. No, I've gone the wrong way, haven't I? Oh, Stevie, you donut. I'll go this way then. As you can see, the sat nav works really well. Instantly, you know, you go the wrong way, it will pick up another route. So I can't see, I don't know how much you can see through the video itself, but the BMW, the sat nav itself, as I said, I've had no issues with it. It's very, very clear. You can see where you're going. Okay, so as you can see, the sat nav brought me to my destination, which was St Catherine's. So, well, that's interesting. It's showing me Guernsey police, but it doesn't show me Jersey police. Oh well, they're no loss, trust me. Okay, so let's have a look. Shopping centre. Alright, winding route, 8 miles away, 26 minutes. Okay. I'm going to put it in up here as well. Alright, here we go. So I'm going to stick it in there. We'll see if this matches this. Here comes that bloody rain. Alright, here we go. So, I've got it. Let's bring this up a bit. A little bit of protection from the rain. So, I've got it on the sat nav, but what I'm using is this down on the bottom. So I'm using the TFT display. So it's telling me for 1/4 of a mile to go straight. And with the arrows, as it gets lower, it will drop to like 600 yards, 500 yards, 400 yards. It drops down like that, and then it will give you the arrow to the next place you're going. So we'll see if this is going to work. You've got the voice thing there as well, so if I want, I can just use the wonder wheel just to knock it to the right, and I'll have this polite lady that will come through the radio, and she'll tell me basically to go straight for 1/4 of a mile. Change my road to rain. There we go. I'm going to dumb it down a bit just because the back end was sliding out a little bit. Okay, so we finally got it to work. It hasn't taken that bloody long. So for it to work, your phone needs to be basically on. That I didn't know. So as you can see, my phone is here, showing me the direction, and I got the direction there. So the BMW app, you download the maps themselves, and they update every now and again. So you can download the maps for free through the BMW app as well. So you can download any map from around the world, and it will put it down in your phone depending how much memory you have. So as you can see here, this is now telling me 1/2 a mile to follow this road. And I've still got my music playing in the background, and obviously, like, if I click to my right, I get a lady that comes through. So the music dies down a little bit, and a lady comes through to tell me where I'm going. So now I've got 1/4 of a mile. But technically, you're not really looking at the phone. I mean, you can use it as a map because it's there. That's not an issue. What you're really looking at is this here. So you can see my phone, it has a map on it, but it's not as detailed as my GPS. I mean, it's detailed enough to show you where you're going, like. So this has taken me a completely different way to my sat-nav. This one's decided me to bring me down here because I've got it, I believe I've got it on winding. So this one here has just basically brought me down here. So as you can see there, it's now saying 100 yards, 90, 80, 70, and obviously I'm going to be going right here. Got to be careful of these roads because a lot of people like using these roads, and I don't like coming out when it's raining and wet because they're stopping distance and stuff. Oh, excuse me. Let's open that up a bit. A little bit of air in my helmet. Yeah, this is proper taking me on a winding road. So my sat nav wants to take me directly to Devil's Hole on the most convenient roads. This one is taking me down some very dubious roads here. Oh, all the farming's been out, so but I'm going to follow this. This one as I put it on winding, so I'll follow it. Just got to be careful on some of these roads that I'm on in case there's any trees down. But as you can see, the app itself works. I mean, I could have put in similar to what the I could have put in direct route, the same as the BMW, the Garmin 6. I could have done that, but I put winding road on the BMW app, which is what it's basically doing. It's taking me on a winding road. Now I did this by mistake when I was in the UK. I put winding road when I was heading somewhere, and it took me down some very, very dubious tracks with the completely wrong tyres that I had on, mind you. So just take my time down here. We're in no rush. We're on La Rue de la Fosse for a quarter of a mile. But you can see it's clearly on the phone as well. Now I know some people like using like Calimoto and things like that, but the BMW app, it does work, and it works very well. As you can see, it's very clear on my phone. Now I know that some phones will build different. Now my sat nav is telling me to go right up here, and my thing is telling me to go left. Not here, but a bit further down. You can see on my sat nav there, it's saying to go right, whereas this one's telling me to go left. No, phone will be alright in there. Water resistant case with a waterproof zip, but it ain't going to be raining that hard around here for it to get torrential wet. Right, so taking away the phone, that takes away that distraction. Right, 400 yards, 350 yards, 300 yards, 200, 150, and I'm going right up here. 100, 90, 50. 60, I'll go right here. So you see the GPS itself is re-navigating. So as you can see, guys, you can use either your sat nav or the BMW app. They both work. Obviously, if you had your phone out and you had it like here, you would have the map as well as these arrows. But say if it's a miserable day like today, well, you wouldn't. You'd have your phone tucked away, and you're navigating off the TFT dash, and basically what it's saying to you. And this really is taking me on a winding bloody road to get there. It is interesting. You put in a winding road, and it is a proper winding road, you know, back and forth, whereas you know that you could bypass much of this just by taking the main road and just go straight past everything. And of course you wouldn't see all these nice houses in the countryside by not coming this way. So nice little wave from a little old lady there. So the BMW app, it comes in very handy. Just say if God forbid that my sat nav was to mess up when I'm away, I'm not going to take 2 sat navs with me. Now if it messed up before I went, then I'll just hit the TomTom on it. But if it was to mess up when I'm away, at least I know I can whack my BMW app on and I can navigate through my TFT dash, you know, to get to where I'm going. And as well as doing that, I still get the luxury of listening to my music and being able to make phone calls and everything else. So I think the sat nav and this is pretty much linked now, because there's not much more to go. But you can see the instructions and the details on the TFT display. You can see the detail. It's, you know, it's so easy to follow. Really do need to clean that bird shit off my wind deflector at some point. Go, and we're at Devil's Hole.